What is happening, 7-3 fans? Welcome back to the 7-3 garage. My name is Brandon. We have some cool stuff happening over here today. I'm actually at my parents' house. I have a pretty cool part here. I've been trying to get on the truck and had a lot of trials and tribulations, but these are a DJM drop shackle. So the reason I'm putting this on here is the truck still has a little bit of a rake to it. And what I mean by rake is, if you're not familiar with the term, that the back of the truck sits a little bit higher than the front of the truck. And I went ahead and measured it, and the rear is basically an inch higher than the front still. So what these DJM drop shackles do is they basically drop the rear down, and I'm going to show you in just a moment the procedure here for this. This is something I've been dealing with for the past 3 or 4 days, trying to figure out how we're going to get this off here. And I did a lot of research on YouTube and just some things on the forums, and even just the instructions from the manufacturer, and they're kind of vague. And I believe just the F-Series trucks, at least mine, the installation procedure is a little bit different than I expected. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys what I'm talking about. So right from the manufacturer, they basically just describe it as you remove the rear shackle bolts in the hardware, which you have 2 hardware here. These are 13/16 nut and bolt. The bottom one comes out just fine, but the top one, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but the top one has nowhere to go. All right, so once you pull this nut off here, the bolt head hits. Now you can do 2 things. You can go up with the spring if you apply pressure, and what that does is it actually brings it up, and you hit this support on the bed frame, on the bed where it touches the actual frame. And if you try to push it down, it actually hits down here as well, and you still can't remove the bolt. So we had a couple of different options we were thinking about. One of which was cutting off that bolt head and removing that hardware, switching it out for the same style bolt, but just grade 8 hardware with a shorter profile, same thread pitch, everything. Or the other thing we thought we could do, and I've asked around as well, so thanks to the people who answered my questions, but it was going to be to remove just the leaf spring, take these nuts off the U-bolts and the front hardware here on this top shackle, and basically pull the leaf spring out, swap the shackles out, put the new bolt in and put it back in place, and we're good to go. So I think that's going to be our plan of attack for today. It was a little bit, I mean, I know there's no such thing as a bolt-on part, but the way that the picture was painted online is just that it's a super easy 1, 2, 3 thing. If you guys have done this before and you have a 4-wheel drive truck or even another 2-wheel drive, let me know what you did down in the comments below. I'm curious, and I'm even curious to see if this is the same style setup that's on the 4-wheel drive truck. So just curious on that. But we're gonna get started. We basically have everything where we need it to be. The truck's secure and tight. We have the front wheels chalked, and we have our jack stands on there too. Oh, and real quick, I want to show you guys the actual drop shackle itself. These drop shackles I ordered from CP Attic, Complete Performance, guys out in Texas, Paul and Chris, so thanks for getting these out to me. Super nice product. They are powder coated black. They have a nice polyurethane bushing. And the thing with these as well, and they have a nice informational video on their YouTube. I'll actually link their website and the actual YouTube video for this product. But they describe squeaking with these if you tighten these things up, and I'll go over that when we get the truck all dialed in. But you want to grease these up here. If you make them too tight, they're going to squeak, or if you don't apply grease, they could squeak as well. So we're going to get these dialed in and get rolling. So once you get all your tools together, you can go ahead and take these apart here. These aren't too tight. I've already had these off and already had some penetrating solvent on them, so these should come out pretty easy. Again, these are 13/16 hardware. This has a nice little tab on it, and that pops. Close this one off. So we just got the front nut off where the front hanger is, and we got the rear off as well, so you guys can see how this is sitting loose now. And as you can see, this bolt will not move. We've tried multiple different ways. If you jack this up, it hits down here or hits up top here on this bed support, and if you put pressure down on it, it actually comes down, not below the frame. We even thought about taking the exhaust pipe off to giving us a throw, but I just don't think it's going to happen, and we don't want to do anything unsafe, especially with spring tension. So that thing will take your head right off. So we just got this piece out here. And actually, can you take a look? I'll take this. Can you take a little bit of pressure off that? I want to see. It's on just like a little bit. I just want to see if that's going to loosen the spring up. So we have 2 jacks, as you guys can see. One to manipulate the actual side here. It came down? Okay. There it is. All right, so got that front hardware out. Now our goal is to just remove these nuts here. We actually marked back here with some Sharpie. So we know, excuse me, so we know where the U-bolts originally sat. And if it's gonna go the way I'm thinking it's gonna go, hopefully we'll be able to get this whole thing out and just basically swap the shackle with the bolt in the same position and get it back into place. We're gonna try and attack this now. We have, like you guys saw, we have both front and rear hardware loose, so we'll see how well this goes. Using my favorite penetrating solvent, CRC's Knocker Loose. Amazing stuff. I think I've shown you guys that before. Our air compressor had to refill again, so I was a little bit weak on that last one. That one's actually, oh no, okay, yeah, it might. I'm gonna hold this. Okay. That's the farthest one now. This one, I guess it'll still come out because it's got the traction bar in the way. Okay. I'll just let that hang over there. Oh, nice, it comes right out. I'm gonna put this over here. It's gonna get hot. Same deal, it's got a little tit on it. Can I just dislodge it? There we go. I'll just do that. Get it over. Oh, same thing. It's got like a little dimple in that mount there, so you can see. I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it's got a little dimple, so this lines right up, kind of like this has this little nipple sticking off here. All right. There we go. So we're going to orient the new new shackle in the same way this was. You see these bushings are all banged up. So we're going to mount it up this way. For a 1-inch drop, it's this mounting hole. For a 2-inch, it's up top. So you want to do the shorter one. You can see the difference. But pretty nice quality from DJM, so let's get this up in the right spot here. Just get this hopefully on. There we go. There she is. All right, let's get this back into place. All right, you want to. I just need help lifting it up over this way. All right, so basically got these into position. All of our marks are lining right back up. And I'm just gonna finish these off here and drive them home. Make sure these are tight. It's also important too to check these. DJM actually recommends every 10, 100, and 1,000 miles to recheck everything. To make sure it's tight. This is all important suspension components, and you definitely want to make sure that all this is going to be squared away. Ask me, that's pretty tight. Hardware tightened. Again, this has the tab on it, which makes it nice. So you basically get it into position. I think this was up like this. Kind of hold that there, and I'll slowly work this in. I'm not going to do that fully. The reason we don't want to tighten these yet all the way is you want to make sure that you have load on this. So we'll finish this finally after we get the other side done, and we get pressure on our we get our tires back on, and then we'll fully seat these to make sure that they're they're in the right spot. and that they have the right tension. So we're going to tighten the rest of this stuff up, and in just a second I'm going to show you guys how to lube this polyurethane bushing, and we'll get that all squared away and then jump over to the other side. So just get yourself a nice little wheel bearing grease here. I'm just going to do this nice little dab here. Lube these up so we don't get all kinds of squeakage. Get a little bit on the inside there. So good to go. This is actually, I think, the easiest way to do it, the way we're doing it right now. Dropping or getting the whole leaf spring out, because everybody online swears that you can just pull this right out of there. So if you got no way that I didn't think of, please tell me. I don't know everything, and it'd be cool to learn for next time, or help someone out next time with theirs. But this should be good to go. So we're gonna get this locked in. I'm gonna get that last piece of hardware, and then we are going to start on the other side. All right, we are back at the house with the truck. My camera actually ended up dying during that time lapse of the driver's side, but hopefully you guys get the gist of that. Really cool part to put in, and they're nice enough to give you two options if you want to go super low. I think the full drop is about 2 inches, and the one up top is maybe an inch and a quarter. The truck sits pretty good now. It actually, I think it might be off by like a 1/4 of an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch, but it's not too bad overall. But really like how it came out. Procedure wasn't too bad once we had to sit down and figure it out, but I wanted you guys to basically see how to do that the easiest way, and give you the most success, instead of watching a video and someone says, oh, you just back the bolts out, when in reality you kind of have to do a little bit more than that. But once you have a plan figured out, you go right at it, and it wasn't too bad. So with 2 people, I think it took us about an hour and a half, and we had all the parts and knew what we were going to do and knew all the sizes of all the hardware basically. So wasn't too big of a deal. That's all I got for this one, guys. Appreciate you watching, and Happy New Year to everybody. This is my first video of the year, so appreciate the continued support. We do have some ideas coming up for some new merchandise, hats, shirts, stickers, all that stuff. I don't have anything in stock at the moment, but we are going to be working on some of that stuff for next year. It'd be really cool to get some more merch out there to you guys, and appreciate all the support again for all the sticker purchases last year. But coming up, actually the end of this month, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it as we get closer, but we are planning on doing a 7-3 meet on the west coast of Florida, the Fort Myers, Cape Coral area, January 22nd to the 23rd. I'm in the works with someone making a flyer for the event, so keep an eye out for that. But we will be posting on social media the actual locations, the times, all that stuff. So pretty excited, but I want to do a 7.3 dedicated event. Anyone's welcome, but 7.3 liter is the basis of the entire meet. So have some pretty cool trucks coming out there, maybe some other guys from some companies to roll out and come see what's going on in the 7.3 community in South Florida. So keep an eye out for that. Remember, that's January 22nd and 23rd on the west coast of Florida, Fort Myers area. So keep an eye out for that, but I'm super excited about seeing everybody out there. Hope you guys can make it, make some arrangements and plans, and get out there to see what kind of cool 7.3s we got to offer down here in South Florida. And don't forget to check out jellybuiltperformance.com for all your 7.3 Powerstroke tuning and performance needs. Brian Jelich is the man. He can get you dialed in with anything you need for any build, tuning, maintenance, anything you need, parts-wise, tuning. My man has got it. He can get you dialed in. I always have his website down in the description below, so make sure you check that out. And I'll also be including CP Addict's website as well, so you can see the link to this actual part that we installed today. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Shoot me an email, 73garage@gmail.com. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. My name's Brandon. This is the 7.3 Garage, and we will see you next time.